seconds that we rely on our happiness, our joyfulness. We learn, we play, have fun, and as well, we take risk. But the problem is, we don't know what's going on every second. Look at the death rate. It's going crazy ballistically, without even knowing. And the birth as well. But it does make sense. The birth rate is a lot quicker than the death rate. But what about abortion? Hang on. That doesn't make sense. Every single second, one child is being decided to be abortion. That is insanely doesn't make sense at all. Jaden, do you know where you come from?
Yes.
Where?
China.
No, not from China. Do you know where do you come from?
China.
No, not where you're from.
Huh?
Where do you come from? Is it from your daddy or from your mommy?
Both.
Both? But who? Out of who first?
Mom.
Where?
Tummy.
Tummy. Once upon a time, we were a child, just like Jaden. Innocent mind with a brightful future. Do you like girls?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you like girls as well, huh?
Yeah. Stop it.
As we get older, we tend to forget where we came from. Our educational system only taught us the bright side of life. Where you want to be when you grow up. We've been taught protection comes first during sexual intercourse. It prevents higher chance of getting HIV, herpes, and as well, unplanned pregnancy. And yes, we have awareness talks on one-punch law, mental health, meningococcals, and of course, safety sex procedures. But no educational talks on abortion. And yet, every single second, there is abortion happening around the world. We've only been taught condoms prevent unplanned pregnancy. And yet, love is boring. Which explains why 57 million abortion in United States within 40 years, which is not included 52 states. Currently, the global is sitting on 18,600,000 this year. No wonder why we guys are good at pull out. Abortion is a taboo topic. Nobody wants to talk about it. Now, I know what you've been thinking. Condoms, there's 12% failure rate. Yet, the highest abortion rate is aged between 20 to 24. Hold on. Are you for real? 20 to 24 years old? That's not enough information, Will. And 12% condom failure rate? Doesn't make that number 18 mil. Let's rewind all the way back. As you guys remember, 18 million abortions this year. But as you look further down, 38 million for HIV and AIDS infected by people. That's double the number of abortion. Remember how I said 57 million within 40 years, not included 52 states in America? Well, that's pretty much happens around the world. The statistics doesn't even show every single document for every city, province or state because they do not want to show the statistic figure. And I guarantee you this, it'll be more than the HIV and AIDS infected by people. It just shows that sex education doesn't really help much at all. You clearly just see that. And yet, you look at our educational system, taught us safe sex, of course, HIV, we'll have to prevent it, AIDS as well. And look at the death per year, 751,000. Compare with that to abortion. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, let's just get back where we left from. I've been thinking, condoms, there's 12% failure rate. Yet, the highest abortion rate is aged between 20 to 24. We are more focused on getting raw in bed because we just want to learn, to play, to have fun, and take risk. As being in this generation, we are less likely to be motivated to understand abortion. So, I'm here to explain the process. There's 4 different steps of abortion process, and it varies from different weeks. Before the abortion happens, unprotected sex still can be prevented within the 72 hours, which you can purchase a contraceptive pill, which people may call it emergency pill, from the pharmacist. Now, let's begin from the step 1. Step 1 is baby up to 5 weeks. They take a RU486 pill orally, and what happens is when it digests in the body, the embryo of the baby dies out and stop fertilize the embryo at the same time. Now, there's a dead embryo in your body, so they take another RU486 in the vaginal. Once you insert in the vaginal, that's when it creates a heavy, severe period. By doing that, the woman can release the embryo and a heavy period out at the same time, and it can be pain for several weeks. Step 2 is babies between 5 to 13 weeks. So I have this tube going the vaginal, and what I actually did is like a suction, a vacuum cleaner. It swallows all the fluid and able to swallow the embryo. Third step is 13 to 24 weeks. A baby is like the size of your palm or a hand. So they have a tube going for the suction, absorb all the fluid, and they have this 13-inch long clamps, and they insert it in the vaginal, and this happens by just pulling bits and pieces of the baby out. The last step, which is 25 weeks plus, late labor. They use injection through the mother's stomach towards the baby's head or to the heart. Inject some fluid in, which takes time to kill the baby. This last step may take 3 days. And once the baby is dead, it's whether the mother may give birth to a dead baby or surgical clinic by doing the same steps as step 3, which is suction and using 13-inch long clamp and to dispose the baby. If I don't talk properly because I'm still on anesthetic, I'm just gonna let you know, I just can't imagine how a girl goes through this. I was looking at the wall, there was oxygen, nitrogen, and suction. That first thing came to my mind was, is that abortion? And anything got to do with inside your body is not that great. I'm sorry, you guys know. Even though I'm talking mumble, I don't know what I'm thinking. Can you imagine what a girl goes through? Even any of us goes anesthetic. What's your thoughts about abortion?
I don't believe in abortion. I don't like abortion. It's like killing another person.
Did you know every single second around the world, one baby is abortion?
Every what second?
Every second of the day.
Well, that's sad.
That's sad? It's sad enough to hear that rather than the death, right? The death, it's common sense every second in the world. In birth, obviously every single second, but now abortion is one of them.
Yeah, that's sad.
What makes
Sad to hear that.
What makes you think of every single second? to know.
It's disgusting. I mean, it's just disgusting. I mean, you know, I think people should have responsibility for it.
It definitely is. Okay, now I'm going to skip to the next question is, there's 4 steps on abortion. Do you know any of the steps?
No.
Not even the pills?
I know you can take medication,
Yeah.
yes, but that's on early stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had unprotected sex and knowing yourself that you accidentally came, and if the girl doesn't take the contraceptive pill, would you accept the baby?
Yes, I would. Because it's my responsibility as well. It's both responsibility. And I'm willing to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in abortion.
So what if the girl says within the 23 week, or 20, let's just say she's on the 13th week, and she wanted to, would you pay the full price for the clinical surgery?
If she wants abortion,
Yeah. Will you pay the full price?
well, end of the day, it has to come to both agreement. But I don't want to encourage abortion because she's the mum. She's the one that's carrying. You know, if she can't manage or she can't think, I mean, I can't stop her.
But would you pay the full price, or you do 50-50 split? She's 50% of paying and you 50%, or will you 100%?
I'll probably make her pay for it if she wants the abortion.
Really? Why?
Because that's not my decision. She wants an abortion, she has to pay for it herself.
So you want the child to grow up 18 years knowing that you would have solved this in the early stage by, you know, doing the surgical, you know, you don't have to go through 18 years of, you know,
Well,
like
she want
child
abortion.
support.
Well, she want abortion, she pay for abortion. I didn't want abortion. Simple thing.
I find it fascinating from his response. Us men surely doesn't understand the pain the female is carrying through this journey. But at the same time, I totally respect his response and his opinion. Now, let's look at the female decision. Top 3 reasons a woman will go through before they have abortion is, the first one will be, having a baby would dramatically change my life, interfere with education, employment, and ability to take care of existing child and other dependents. Number 2, I can't afford a baby now. I'm unmarried, student, can't afford childcare or basic needs. Number 3, I don't want to be a single mother or having relationship problems. As both couple think thoroughly through this decision, and whatever the outcome is, may not be confirmed to fulfill their decision. And what I mean by that is the country's sociology. Different states, different city has different laws when it comes to abortion. I'm about to take you to the screen to show you what exactly I mean by. And it's not only just Australia, it's around the world. They have different laws. The ACT, the capital city, Canberra, legal on demand. I guess this one would probably incest or rape would be exceptional. Which part of the legal? Incest is family relationship, sexual intercourse. New South Wales. Criminal offence. Legal if a doctor finds any economic, social or medical grounds, reasons that abortion is required to avoid serious danger. So this actually means if giving birth may cause maternal death, or what you guys call maternal life, deformed fetus, poor physical health, which is unfit to deliver the baby, incest, rape, and deformed fetus. That's eligible for the New South Wales. Unfortunately, New South Wales doesn't do as much of step 2 or step 3 or step 4. It's just basically if the doctor finds that you're unfit to have the baby, pretty much in New South Wales. That is pretty harsh for ACT and New South Wales. Northern Territory, criminal offence. Legal up to 14 weeks if doctors agree that the pregnant woman's physical or mental health endangered by pregnancy. Making up what New South Wales is talking about it. Legal up to 22 weeks. So Queensland have 22 weeks for the woman to make that decision. For New South Wales, it may, not everyone has a week, but I'm pretty sure enough evidence, New South Wales will get there. South Australia, criminal offence, legal up to 28 weeks if 2 doctors agree that a woman physical, mental health endangered by pregnancy or serious. So, South Australia is pretty lenient. You got 28 weeks, as long as 2 doctors agreed with that sort of criteria, they can get abortion. Tasmania, legal on demand up to 16 weeks. Beyond 16 weeks, legal if 2 doctors agree the abortion requires medical center. So before 16 weeks, it's pretty lenient for Tasmania for abortion. After 16 weeks, doctors have to assess pretty much what is, New South Wales saying, like mental health or physical or unfit to have the baby. Victoria, legal on demand up to 24 weeks. Beyond 24 weeks, legal if 2 doctors agree that is appropriate based on the woman's current and future physical. Such oh gosh. Victoria is labelled as abortion tourism. As I went through the website, I was going through, and there's pretty much, it's like Tasmania, like before the 24 weeks, you have a consent of, like there's a contract they have to sign in, and you don't have to go through what other states have to go through, just pretty much mental health or any reasons, but it's very lenient. Tasmania and Victoria is very, very lenient. Western Australia, legal on demand up to 20 weeks. Beyond 20 weeks, legal under very strict circumstances, requires approval by a panel appointed by the Minister for Health. Now, I'm not sure how his Minister for Health is going to based on, but I'm pretty much it's based on what Sydney is. But that's beyond 20 weeks. So this is like another lenient state. So Tasmania, Victoria, Western Australia has one of the lenient states when it comes to abortion. Other states, it just takes a little more stricter process, where Tasmania, Victoria, Western Australia is just not as strict laws. So it's a lot lenient. That learned a lesson for doing unprotected sex, right? Look, if you didn't know about all this stuff, that would have been one of the best mistakes you ever had in your life. The best one ever. And not only just that, you have to pay 18 years of child support for your best mistake. I hope that just literally wake up your mind. And now let's just go through what you or the female goes through after the abortion. High chance for woman who post-abortion, loss and grief, PTD, post-traumatic disorder. I left out the traumatic, sorry for my spelling. Complication giving birth, which include handicapped, premature baby. I'm not sure why I put deformed fetus, but if deformed fetus is there, I made that up, so I'm not sure if it's there. Don't want to give you guys wrong information if it's wrong. Health problems as time goes by. As aging goes by, there's a lot of health problems compared to a pregnant woman, and as well there will be mental health involved, and there will be other more which I'll show you on the screen. Maternal death, comparison with birth and abortion, which you can tell abortion is like twice as much as birth, which is crazy to know that. And yes, the total death, you can see as general as everything. No pregnancy is second high, where abortion is number 1 high, miscarriage is 3, and birth is lowest among all of them. So that is pretty serious for as a total deaths. As a guy, I did not know, like even giving, like I do hear stories like giving birth that, may have a maternal death, but that's why the laws get introduced in, and it's very important those laws to introduce in, not because other states are better than other states. It's just that it's important to introduce that sort of law. Even birth that has total death as well. Deaths from natural causes, well, pregnancy is definitely up high, and abortion is second, birth is third, miscarriage is last. Suicide death, which is something that I didn't mention before. Abortion is number one high. It's a bit funny when I was going through this graph because a lot of, I read the books and I read like a lot of statistics that is very low when it comes to mental health. Not all of them has, but suicide. Maybe this is Danish. There's something that I haven't mentioned, which is before abortion. So during their pregnancy, whether they wanted to abortion or not, and it may require time. And as I mentioned to you guys, there's 4 steps of abortion process because girls sometimes they have to think deeply through because they don't want to be guilty of making a life decision that you're killing an innocent child. And there's many factors as well. And the other one would be relationship with their partner. Would it still be the same after getting abortion? Another one is maybe the most important one will be different culture has different belief. Certain cultures will disown their daughter if they go through abortion.
You read this book last time.
How old do you want?
The baby, Jew.
What's Jew? What's
宝宝怎么生出来的
in the tummy?
Yeah， 怎么生出来的
By an antibody.
啊
By something.
啊
宝宝怎么生出来了？by
那宝宝是怎么形成的？
形成
嗯，
是一个小的那个很小的一个，然后慢慢变大变大。
那个很小的那个什么东西哦？
爸爸，
但是他上次看过那个，忘记了。
check it out.
Now you guys have a better understanding for the abortion journey where nobody talks about it. You can tell that this is a taboo topic. A lot of females out there are maternity death. Just to hear that because of our human mistake that causes not only just a female death but also murdering a child. I'm not here to make you guys to be pro-life. I'm not here to stop what you're doing, getting raw in bed. I'm here to get you guys have a better understanding what's going through. Because this is really serious. This is really serious. Females are dying. And this sort of stuff should be prevented. The educational system taught us that having safe sex. But what is the outcome for abortion or mention about abortion? And it really hurts just to see that. And especially for cultures out there who are a very strong believer when it comes to abortion or just being a single mom. It gives them a bad reputation. It dumps them down and pulls them name down, name shame them. And yet, us guy on the other hand, there's no name shame on us, a label. Not as bad as the woman. I just felt really horrified, I felt like no matter which country or city you're from, men should be blamed as well. Because technically that child was innocent. Whether it's legal or illegal, that child is innocent. And for both of you couples decide to kill that baby, not only just that, but also increase their mother's death as well. And I hope you guys, you know, have a better understanding about this. Keep doing what you're doing, don't get me wrong, alright? But think twice of what you're getting yourself into.
Soon do we forget how we felt, dealing with emotions that never left, playing with a hand that we were dealt in this game. Maybe I'm the sinner and you're the saint. Gotta stop pretending what we ain't. Why we pointing fingers anyway when we're the same? Break up, make up, total waste of time. Can't we please make up our minds and stop acting like we're blind? 'Cause if the water dries up and the moon stops shining, stars fall and the world goes blind, boy, you know I'll be saving my love for you, for you. 'Cause you're the best mistake I've ever made, but we hold